Wednesday, June 18th, and it is good to be back with you here on Damon Bruce Plus. Thank you for coming on back. As always, brought to you by Ike Sandwiches. And as always, whenever I go on vacation, I mean, technically, am I even really working? I guess. It's not like this doesn't really feel like a job anymore. But, whenever I am away from the channel, historically, the station, big news breaks. And wow, we officially got some big news that broke in the Bay Area while I was gone. Rafael Devers, one of the biggest trades in the last, 25, 30 years for the San Francisco Giants. It's an absolute monster. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a few other headlines that I missed when I was out. We're going to go over some things, and it's just great to see you all again. It really is. Thanks for being around. JJ Rader and Postman talking, saying there are three things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and breaking sports news when Damon's on vacation. It's pretty freaking amazing. Like, you can set your watch by it. And if you want more news to break, the only thing I can tell you is that all next week, I am going to be on a camping trip with the family. So we'll really be hard to find next week, which means huge news could break. Hopefully it's not World War III. Don't want to see that. Christopher Funk checking in from Cabo, baby. Christopher, cheers. Good to see you. It really, really is. While I was gone, our friends at the Last Dive Bar sent me a new T-shirt. FJF. I believe this stands for Fine Job, Fisher. Let's keep it positive coming on back here. But look, the baseball that I want to talk about and start the show with today, and then we'll get to the rest of the blockbuster news. Caitlyn Clark news, for goodness sakes. Rafael Devers. Look, a disappointing 2 runs scored in his debut with the Giants. I mean, the problem remains everyone not named Devers, Chapman, Lee, or Ramos, basically, in this lineup for the most part. But this guy is going to change things. And he got a couple of hits, and he drove in a run. And he's a huge hitter. I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about who this guy is. They instantly have a new face of a franchise the minute that they traded for him. And even though the team went 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position against the Cleveland Guardians, again, in his debut with the team, there is a buzz and a feeling around the Giants right now that has not really been around this team in a very, very long time. So I'm really glad that Buster went out and did this. The conditions that needed to be agreed upon before any of this was going to go down seems like it was agreed upon. Again, when I did a quick short from down in San Diego, by the way, nice town. When I was doing a quick short about this, just saying, look, this guy needs to come in hat in hand, humble, and realize that this team has a third baseman. It's Matt Chapman. And someone's like, well, Chapman's talked about maybe moving over. No, you don't move Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman might be the best defender in the sport. He stays on the hot corner. Devers can DH and eventually make it on down to first base. He will be working over there, and all is quiet on the Western Front since he's gotten here. His problem with the Boston Red Sox wasn't a problem being a bad teammate. It wasn't a problem in the clubhouse, because all these guys want the same truths told to them by their front offices. And it seems like the communication between the Red Sox and Devers didn't fall apart in the dugout or in the clubhouse. It fell apart in the front office. What they asked him to do, what they promised him to do, what they then did, not behind his back, but what they did without, not clearing it with him either. That's the wrong way to say it, but without really communicating what was going on when they signed Bregman. Like, I could see how that would start rubbing everyone the wrong way involved. Devers is no fly-by-night, lucky to be here kind of guy. He is a really special hitter. This guy can play. This is the biggest bat the Giants have had in their lineup, certainly the biggest lefty bat that they've had in their lineup in a very, very long time. They're going to pay the remaining $254 million of his contract, and it goes through 2033. Like all contracts in baseball now, it is built to fall apart poorly at the end. But again, because there's a DH in the National League, I guess you have a place to put that player now. He's only 28 though. I mean, that's what's really kind of exciting about this. This guy is just about to enter the prime of his career. 28 to 32 is where you usually get the best out of a guy. When you then turn around and look at what they got this legit left-handed bat for, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. They basically traded a hard-throwing major leaguer in Jordan Hicks, who is very hittable. I mean, he throws really hard, but that's it. Kyle Harrison, I'm not here to tell you that he's not going to be a good player. He might be one day. He's way too young to say, I've seen it all. I know what's what. But the Red Sox sent him right to the minor leagues. Right now, it looks like Kyle Harrison projects to be a fourth or fifth starter. I don't think there's going to be any opening days at Fenway Park coming up anytime soon for Kyle Harrison. 2 minor leaguers, and that's it. I mean, this is a fleecing of the Giants just in terms of talent in, talent out. You could say the Red Sox just wanted to get out, but the fact that they didn't have Devers on, an open market and come up with more than what the Giants offered is extraordinary to me. Absolutely extraordinary. I cannot believe that Buster was able to sell these 4 players to the Red Sox for a player of Devers' ilk. It's really, really something else. So what I'm also impressed, and I just not a long time ago I'm not really impressed with the start of the Buster regime here. This is a big move, and he listened to me. He didn't wait until the deadline. I said, I remember when I made that video, it was something like there are 58 days between now and the trade deadline, and the Giants don't have 58 days of baseball to waste if they want to be in any sort of playoff contention or conversation, especially with the way that their offense was trending. And sadly for them, it trended in that same we can only score 2 runs direction with him right in the middle of the lineup hitting third. But small sample size is a very good way to describe how much we've seen of Mr. Devers. So no real big deal there yet. I'm excited about this player. You need to be excited about this player. If you're a Giants fan, you're excited about this player. If you're a Red Sox fan, you got to be asking, like, what's going on here? Why? It's really, really weird. And look, for the team that can't go and sign the big free agent, make the big trade. Rarely do you have a player like this just pop on the market. There really wasn't any insinuation that he was on a market. When you sign a 10-year, $300+ million deal with a franchise, a lot of phone calls don't come in about you. But the Devers situation in Boston deteriorated such the Giants and Buster Posey hopped on it. And this is the biggest financial commitment they've made to any one player ever. The last 2 contracts that the Giants have given out now to Devers, well, they didn't give this one out. They traded for it. But the financial responsibility that comes with this is the largest contract in the history of the San Francisco Giants. It was Willie Adames with the largest contract in the history of the Giants until Devers was traded for. Now, Adames, I think, is going to go belly up. I don't think that's really going to work out. So they needed someone else because I don't think Adames is ever going to be that guy for the Giants. Here's the scary thing. The Giants now officially need 2 more moves. Like they really do. They need another couple moves if they really want to keep pace with the Dodgers, the Padres. By the way, Shohei pitching again. Watched that game when I was down in San Diego. And that's scary. That's scary again. It is really good to have you, though. Erwin, Damon has some nice color on him. Yeah, we sun protected as best we could. Did not get lobster burnt at any point in time. Hats, sunglasses, shade, SPF everywhere. We made good choices, Erwin. We did. Good to see Chef A. Good to see Red Jet. Good to see Joe Schmo. Again, look at the regulars coming on back. Now, look, I'm only going to be here for a couple of days. Again, we're going into the woods next week. Wish us luck. But I'm really glad that we had this chance to get together. And oh, by the way, this could almost be saved for today in history. Today is our 500th 11 a.m. West Coast live YouTube show together. Since I started here, now there have been a lot of other shows. There's been, Niner shows and nighttime shows, but the 11 a.m. show that we do together, that so many of you regulars continue to show up for day after day, 500. I remember doing our 100th show when Jillian was with me. She's busy working right now, or she would have been down here. But it is It's amazing. 500 and went by pretty damn fast. It really did. So we'll see if the Giants can't get on their good foot tonight. Justin Verlander scheduled to pitch for the first time in a while. He's looking for his first win of the season. He's looking to snap a 3-game losing streak that the Giants are on right now. They made the big Devers move. They want to start seeing those rewards. So hopefully he comes out tonight and the Giants hit a little bit around him and they beat the Guardians. We'll see what happens. But the Giants have sucked us back in a way where they, didn't feel like they mattered very much. They were sort of spinning their wheels, stuck in the mud with a whole bunch of quadruple A, can't really afford the big game-changing, lineup-changing talent, or can't land that talent in free agency, and certainly haven't developed that talent out of their own farm system. So this is good. This is good. Good for the Giants. Devers is already at 15 home runs. He might be the first to 30 since Bonds. Again, I know it counts now, but those don't count for the Giants. Let's see how many he hits from here on out. As far as I'm concerned, he's hit 0 home runs until he puts one into McCovey Cove. SG Sports Talk says, as a diehard Giants fan, I'm absolutely fired up about the Rafael Devers trade to the Giants. He's going to add a lot of depth to this lineup. Now, here's the thing. It's not even about depth. He's a legit major league bat. This isn't depth to the lineup. This is somebody who actually pitchers fear and might pitch around a little bit. Giants haven't had a player to pitch around in a real long time. 500, Red Jet. Isn't that something else? I bet you've watched 499 of them. Snaps for you. Snaps for everyone. Seriously. Time sure flies. JJ Rader, the first man to stuff it in the ganja jar. Damon should do a show in a van down by the river. Well, here's the thing. I guess there is a little cabin that's got some Wi-Fi. We're going to this place called the Lair of the Bear. It's glamping. Cal alumni glamping. And Jillian, being a Cal alumni, has signed up for this, and it's supposed to be great for the kids. And we got a couple of other family friends that are going up there, so it should be great. She's like, don't wear red. I'm like, why? Every red T-shirt I have says Indiana on it. She's like, no, even the color red because of Stanford. I'm like, shut up. There's nobody that intense about that rivalry where you're going to be upset that I'm wearing a red Indiana T-shirt. Get out of here. Plus, we took your quarterback to Bloomington. So really, everyone in Cal, shut up. I'm going to make so many new friends. Sip of the day is on. We're officially back, baby. And it's good to see you. Again, it really is great to have you here. We want to, as always, let you know that, I was part of me being down in San Diego was at a family graduation. Ike's is the perfect catering for your valedictorian-worthy party. Get yourself to Ike's, check out catering, have Ike take care of your grad party. It's easy to order boxes of sandwiches that are going to leave everybody thrilled with what you did. And then you get to turn around and enjoy the party when, instead of having to feed everybody. It's just done. Sign up for your Love Rewards program. If you do that, your next sandwich will be free at Ike's. IkesSandwich.com to learn more is all you got to do. And I'm telling you, that dirty sauce that he puts on his sandwiches is so good, they should just start bottling that. I really, is it too much to get into the Ike's merchandise beyond t-shirts and stuff? Can he start bottling the dirty sauce? If he does, I will buy some. Go ahead and eat at Ike's today. You can't bottle what makes the Dubliner special. It's just a great bar. If you could put a great bar in a bottle, well, it just feels like that bottle would be whiskey. But thanks to our good friends for also being wonderful sponsors. Dubliner, West Portal, my guys, Kenny and John, great guys. I got to actually pop in sometime the next day or two and start talking about maybe putting together a little Plus baseball field trip where we start at the Dubliner, go to the yard, maybe come on back. It's all Muni based. It's easy. We don't need to rent a van or a bus or anything like that. So, sort of already starting to think about the next Plus Mania and when that might happen. Very excited to be back. Really, it's good. Here's what I hate. I come back, I do a couple shows, I'm right back in the rhythm, and then I got to go again. But could have huge news next week, so just brace for it and enjoy. All right, what else we got here today? A little NFL news, not really any news about the 49ers to share with you today. All quiet on the Western Front after minicamp, and that's good. No problems there. Jair Alexander, though. And look, he was college teammates with Lamar Jackson. I'm sure that had something to do with it, but Jair Alexander is signed with the Ravens. And you can say, well, wait a minute, Jair, he's kind of off and hurt. Don't know. He's a little bit old. If he's the right direction that the 49ers are going in, I wouldn't want to get into a multi-year deal with Jair Alexander. Well, the Ravens didn't. It's a 1-year, $4 million deal, which, you know, can reach $6 million with incentive bonuses. Like, if you're telling me you could have had Jair on a 1-year flyer for less than $7 million, all right, that's a conversation the 49ers should have hopped into. I don't know if they did or didn't, but again, it's not like Brock Purdy played college football with Jair, so I don't know if how much that had to do with it. But man, I would have liked to have seen Jair Alexander in a 49er uniform for less than $7 million on a 1-year deal. God, that's a good contract for the Ravens. Quiet NFL news. Quiet Niner news. Big Giants news. There's nothing bigger in the sports world today. And the Stanley Cup was handed out last night, for goodness sakes. The Stanley Cup was handed out. The biggest news in sports from yesterday was the foul on Caitlyn Clark, heard around the world. And there's no denying this. I have already done a video that I posted close to midnight last night, and it's doing well. People want Caitlyn Clark news. They want to ingest it. Why they want to ingest it? It feels that there are reasons much bigger than basketball or the business of that. I am only interested in Caitlyn Clark through the prism of WNBA business. That's it. I don't like women's basketball. I don't like the WNBA. I have never watched a WNBA game. You'd have to give me Valkyrie tickets in order to go. I see it, though, now on a level of conversation, being at the table with the rest of the big boy sports out there, certainly trending on Twitter and all the social media. Everywhere you look, this foul appeared. And I did see the highlight package where she's hitting like parking lot threes in a game. Those are bad shots, by the way. I'm not even here to talk about Caitlyn Clark is a great basketball player. She is a bucket, and she's an entertainer. She's going to pull up from 38 in a way that makes the crowd go, ooh. And when she hits 3 in a row, where, I mean, she's hitting nothing but nylon on these shots too. So there is, this ain't luck. This girl can shoot from further back than most anyone who's ever played basketball can with some regularity. You know, her and Steph Curry really are on a, you can pull up from here and your coach isn't just going to automatically bench you level. Hold on, I had my little heater on over here. It's kind of a chilly day. Let me turn that down. That's enough. Let me bring this up and let me just show you what everyone's talking about. If you have not seen this, I'm sure you have. This is another angle of the foul. Boom! Watch that girl come in. Now, first of all, she got poked in the eye. That's unfortunate, but that's basketball. You get poked in the eye when people are going for balls. You got to be more careful there. You could say it's a little bit of a high sticking, but that's basketball. I see that in basketball all the time. You do too. That is not basketball. That's hockey. The girl who comes in wearing number 7's about to check in. What's the other number? It looks like she's wearing 7 or 3 or something. The big girl who comes in. Now, another thing that drives me nuts about any Caitlyn Clark conversation is it seems like there's some racial co-opting going on here. Let me just point out, Caitlyn Clark's a white girl. The girl who swiped her eye's a white girl. And the girl who comes in and body checks her is a white girl. So let's just get all elements of racial anything out of this. I'm not here for any of that bullshit, and you shouldn't be either. Here's why Caitlyn Clark needs to be protected. And the woman who came in, who tried to body check her, what if Caitlyn Clark had dislocated her shoulder? Do you realize that the entire league by Friday would be back on Greyhound eating bologna sandwiches and Kansas SpaghettiOs? Like, Caitlyn Clark is the economic vehicle which is the only economic vehicle that has ever even pointed towards profitability in WNBA history. Like, I'm not here to get into who's the best player in the league, who's got the most skill, I'm talking about, what do the kids call it? The Riz, the charisma. She's the reason why the casual fan is starting tuning in. I got these WNBA people who are like, I've been watching the WNBA forever. Who gives a shit? I haven't. I'm still not. But I'm paying attention to the league through the prism of this woman, which means this woman's more valuable than most of your franchises. She is. It's indisputable. This is not open to debate. This is not subject to my interpretation versus your interpretation. This is math. This is math. Since Caitlyn Clark's debut, attendance in the WNBA is up 300%. The Indiana Fever sell out basketball games. The Indiana Fever go on the road, games sell out. And we just had the experiment. When she was out with an injury, everything went down. Not just her, but the attendance around the league, everything went down 55%, missing her for like 10 days. Tickets that were going for over $100 couldn't be given away the minute people were, she's Caitlyn Clark's got a leg injury. I'm not going. I'm not watching. Casual fans matter. Casual fans are the difference between, is anybody watching or is this just a little boutique? Sponsorships and investment are up because it's a sport that actually gets interest now. Overall franchise value is up because it's a sport that actually garners interest now. Ratings went from no one is watching to people are watching. She's directly correlated with the increase in every single element of more that the WNBA's ever had. More ratings, more revenue, more attendance, more conversation, more mattering in the zeitgeist of society. Now, maybe there are some sinister reasons behind it. I'm not interested and I don't give a shit. You want to have another race war? Fuck off. I'm tired of them. This is about protecting a meal ticket. And the WNBA commissioner should take that one woman who just ran into this highlight, body check, and here she is again. Number 3, right? Wait, hold on. Watch Big Girl come on in here. Boom. That girl needs to be suspended. That girl needs to be suspended because she is messing with everybody's dinner tab. I mean, look, life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. For whatever reason, the world picked Caitlyn Clark as why it's happening. Don't give me this whole, like, America wouldn't root for a black basketball player. What are you kidding me? Have you seen the sport of basketball? So that's not it. Like, I really reject that. I really do. This is not about race. This is about her. I don't know why her. I don't know why this girl from Iowa, a program that no one ever gave a flying flip about, that now matters. Okay, but she's that big of a deal. How she became that big of a deal, I don't know. I don't care. What, Damon? It's about sexuality. It's about this. They don't like her because it's a team full of lesbians. But then stop it. Stop it. If you don't think there aren't an awful lot of straight girls playing basketball, you're out of your mind. It's not an exclusive lesbian sport, for goodness sake. Stop it. But I will say this. If not for Caitlyn Clark, WNBA games are after episodes of Queer as Folk on Ion. With Caitlyn Clark, they're on middle of the day network television. Caitlyn Clark is the keyhole through which most of Everyone who never paid a lick of attention to the WNBA now pays attention to the WNBA. This is indisputable. This is not my opinion. This is fact. She's accelerated the league, its trajectory, more than any one person has ever been responsible for a league's trajectory in my lifetime, but for maybe Wayne Gretzky. You know, there was a point in time where hockey was big, but Wayne Gretzky officially made it bigger. And by the way, Caitlyn Clark matters more than the NHL right now to American sports. Caitlyn Clark is the fourth most important basketball player in the world, fourth most recognizable basketball player in the world. She's box office. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, maybe Luka Doncic. Caitlyn Clark is right there, I think, at number 4. That's how big she is. Why? I don't care why. She just is. Why that upsets people, I don't know. By the way, Last Dive Bar has dropped a super sticker. Thank you, Last Dive Bar. Last Dive Bar has given me a love you, boo. I love you, too. He's coming in at another level saying also cheers and have a beer on us. Thank you very much, Last Dive Bar. And look at this. Last Dive Bar, $20 in the ganja jar. Thank you, Last Dive Bar. While you were out, the A's had a reverse boycott game removed from MLB. Fisher's desperate, selling Quakes. Sutter Health had the worst attendance to date last night. And that T-shirt compliments your tan. Oh, my moon tan. Fantastic job, Fisher. Is that what this stands for? Fantastic, John. Fantastic. Or maybe it stands for something else. I don't know. But I love the T-shirts, guys. Thank you very much. I am basically officially outfitted by Indiana University concert T-shirts and the guys from the Last Dive Bar. Thank you very, very much. It's like, what are you wearing? Are you wearing Louis Vuitton? Are you wearing Gucci? No, I'm wearing Last Dive Bar. I should go to the Met Gala. I'm an $80,000 ticket to the Met Gala. Go walking up those red carpet. And what are you wearing, Mr. Bruce? Last Dive Bar 2025 summer collection. Thank you, guys. Thank you very, very much. Valkyries 5 and 6, kind of nice. Not gonna lie. I'll take your word for it. Damon, it's because women have not been represented, Damon. The Valkyries are an awful lot of fun to watch. I mean, I'll take your word for it, but here's the deal. This league was happening in plain sight for 20 years, represented by only women playing basketball, and the amount of people who actually watched was a boutique. Now, all of a sudden, it's Walmart. She has changed. She has changed every element of business and is the only trajectory to actual financial solvency that we have ever seen the WNBA have. It's her. I know people want to spread it around a little bit more to be fair to everybody, but that's nonsense. It's her. The Jackson 5 were really, really good, but it was about Michael. This shit was never about Tito or Jermaine. Michael was the most important Jackson 5. You take him out of the Jackson 5, you have 4 dudes singing to a half-empty room. You put that 5th dude in there, you're selling out Madison Square Garden. That's what Caitlyn Clark is. The entire WNBA is Tito Jackson. She's Michael. I absolutely love the part when Sophie Cunningham comes in and rocks the loser from the other team. Who's Sophie Cunningham? Was that one of the girls in the game? Okay, thank you, Carl. I know now more about it. What are you wearing? That gets another super. Thank you very much, Last Dive Bar. Thank you. Oh, is that what it stands for? Thank you, SGA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what it stands for. Who's Tito? Yeah, I'm telling you. Without Michael, no one's going out and buying ABC, easy 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's him. That's Michael. You know, Caitlyn Clark is hardly, what I would call a classic beauty. So this isn't about, preferred looks, or we like the pretty one. If the pretty one was the most popular one, Cameron Brink, far, far and away would be the most popular WNBA player ever. She's gorgeous. I got to tell you, the single best thing that Angel Reese has going for her is she's a beautiful woman. Angel Reese is gorgeous. She could be a model. I'll tell you, she plays the villain role great. I actually saw her talking about me-bounds. She really is. Like, half of her rebounds are based on her own missed layups. Angel Reese wouldn't last 15 minutes in a varsity high school men's game. But me-bounds is pretty good. I'll give her that. And she is a gorgeous woman. This to me isn't about looks. It's about box office. Caitlyn Clark is box office. There isn't another woman in this league who goes out and sells tickets all by herself like she does. That is undeniable. Undeniable. What is also officially undeniable is that the state of Florida has replaced Canada as the epicenter of hockey on the continent of North America. Not since the Canadians beat the LA Kings back in 1993 has a Canadian team won a Stanley Cup. There's a part of me that wanted to see the Stanley Cup last night, and I'm happy that I did. The Stanley Cup always makes me happy. There was another part of me that really wanted a Game 7 and to see that crowd in Edmonton. Oh, my God, that would have been incredible. The state of Florida has 4 Stanley Cups since 2020. It's been 32 years since any team in Canada won a Stanley Cup. The state of Florida has 4 since 2020. And apparently, when they win Stanley Cups down in Florida, they do it 2 at a time. The Lightning went back-to-back in 2021. The Panthers just went back-to-back in these last 2 seasons. Christopher, of course, Damon, the team is full of Canadians. Of course it is. But when we're talking about the epicenter, and I believe Florida is captained by a European, not a Canadian. So there you go. It's just, if you would have ever said, what state do you think would care about hockey the least? Florida would have been right up there. They got a couple of franchises, and these franchises win in a way that, the San Jose Sharks and the Phoenix Coyotes and the Utah Yetis, Utes, whatever their Mammoths going to be called next. Like that the Southwest hockey expansion, I guess the Anaheim Mighty Ducks won a little. But what's happened in Florida to these, what I still consider expansion teams, is something else. Like if you had told me that, the dominant state on the Eastern Seaboard in the sport of hockey would be something other than Massachusetts, New York, or Pennsylvania, I would have said there's no chance. Yet here we are. Again, our 500th show together here at 11 a.m. And, I'm almost glad today that it wasn't just some shameless 49er NFL clickbaity thumbnail. Like, this is for the regulars today. And to see so many of you regulars in here, I love it. Thank you so very much for being here. Your support of this channel as we approach we're getting close to 45,000. Are we already there? Hold on. Where are we here? Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to 45,000. By the way, I saw that Brody Brazil today reached 80,000 subs. Congratulations to Brody. I got to get him back on. I've been texting him the last couple of weeks. He's been on wife is out of the house, double dad working duty himself. So we just haven't been able to hook up in a while, but we'll get back with Brody and we'll talk a little hockey with him soon. And a whole bunch of other things, including fabulous John Fisher. But really great to see you. 500 YouTube show. Just this one, just this live one at 11. But I got a 3-year-old who's on summer break. I got a 5-year-old who's at a YMCA camp today. So I told Jillian that I would check back in and get Ozzy out of the house here in a little bit. We were just down in San Diego at a graduation. Again, consider Ike's Catering for your graduating parties. I guess I would call her so she's my mother-in-law's sister. So what do you call your mother-in-law's sister? Is there an official title for that? I don't know. Liz's sister is Vicky. Vicky's daughter graduated from San Diego State, had a beautiful, beautiful house Airbnb that they rented. We had a gorgeous Airbnb, but it was a really nice Airbnb that was for normal people with a great pool in the backyard, and San Diego did its thing. She rented like an $8 million house in the hills that overlooked the entirety of San Diego. That was unbelievable, just gorgeous. San Diego, I get it. That's good living down there. I get it. I get it. We went to Legoland, brought the boys to Legoland. I even shared a couple of photos of the guys just having a great time. Legoland is perfect for kids under the age of 10. When you get over the age of 10, I don't know how perfect it is anymore, but my kids were right in that Legoland sweet spot, and it was magical. They had such a good time at Legoland. Everything is awesome, one might argue, at Legoland for a kid that age. But we had a great time down there. Southern California officially has better weather than San Francisco. If San Francisco had San Diego weather, I can't even imagine what our mortgages and our rents would be up here. Holy mackerel, the whole city would be Beverly Hills. No one would be able to afford to live here. San Diego is the best city in California. Not going to be a homer about it in our area. Look, 510 Steve, in terms of all of it, right? How's your beach? How's your city? You got a major league team? You got sunshine everywhere I look? You got pretty girls walking around all over the place? I mean, San Diego is like a serious uncut Colombian serving of California. It was awesome. Fosse, how about a bottle pull for 500? Okay. We can do that. I can do that. Cheers. Ha ha. Yeah. Good tacos. Although I got to tell you, I got a burrito. I got a burrito in San Diego that was officially okay. Like we might have better burritos in San Francisco. I didn't do the citywide taste test. It was just a spot. It wasn't, I didn't Google get me to the best burrito and see. But that's the thing. You don't have to Google get me to the best burrito. There's this place on Ocean by my house that is a little dumpy little greasy spoon place called Jalapenos. It's the same abuelita in there rolling her burritos, and they're some of the best in the city. I freaking love jalapenos. This burrito spot on Ocean Ave. Fantastic. And that was so much better than the burrito that I had down in San Diego. Got a lot of Robertos. Yeah, look, I've had great Mexican down in San Diego. Gianna told me to go to this place in I can't remember the part of town it was in, but she was like, get the lobster taco. And it was awesome. That was years ago. But there is absolutely no city in the world that I think measures up to San Francisco from a culinary standpoint. But you factor in like weather and all that stuff, man, San Diego is nice. SG Sport, have you ever tried burritos from Senior Sissig? Absolutely, I have. Those are great. Oh, shout out Aptos Commodore Sloat. Absolutely, Red Jet. Look at Michelle Haberman. She's down. Red Jet, Ocean Ave. That's my hood. That's our hood. No wonder why we get along so well. Flavortown. Yeah, the Filipino Mexican fusion. Yes. I don't think Filipino food gets nearly the run and popularity and love that it should. Like, how come Filipino food, how come there aren't like Filipino restaurants all over the place? Because every time I eat Filipino, it's freaking awesome. JP from the 510 says, currently in a meeting, but wanted to work in a drop for number 500. Thank you for everything, D. Bruce. Thank you, JP from the 510. It was so awesome hanging out with you in Japan. Seriously, man. I hope you and V&A are doing very, very well. Fossey dropping a little in the ganja jar for the 500th. Thank you, Fossey. And thank you for saying you should take a bottle pull. It's always a good idea. And it is. It's called El Jalapeno Taqueria. I don't know how the tacos are in there, but they're good. See, better burritos in San Francisco, better fish tacos in San Diego, jalapenos. So I didn't think anyone else would know about that place. I didn't think anyone else would really know about that place. I married a Filipina just for the food. I'm sure you're eating well, man. I'm sure you're eating well. Again, Legoland was great. Thank you for being here for show number 500. What else did I have to tell you? Thanks to the Last Dive Bar boys for the t-shirts. Oh, a little recommendation. I didn't think I was going to do this, but I'm going to do this. Because, look, I'm not really... When it comes to Star Wars, I'm about Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi. All the other stuff, like all the other books, all the other everything, I really don't care that much about it. But with Jillian, who was just traveling an awful lot, which gave me plenty of nights on the couch by myself after the kids went to bed, after seeing the buzz online about it, I've watched the 2 seasons of Andor. It's Star Wars for adults in the way that Christopher Nolan's take on Batman became superheroes for adults. The way that The Dark Knight became superhero movies for adults. Andor is Star Wars for adults. And not to get too political, but as No King's Day was happening, and as Donald Trump held his little dick, no one showed up to look at it parade, I couldn't help but see the correlations, and you can't watch Andor without seeing that yourself. It was very good. Stellan Skarsgård is in this. He is awesome in this. Diego Luna is Andor is great in it. It is well written. It is a phenomenal thing to stream. It was really good to binge watch. It very, very good. You know, someone said, well, it's better than Empire Strikes Back. Well, wait a minute. Now you're like stomping on childhood memories. Nothing is ever going to be better than Empire Strikes Back. But man, Andor is legit. It is freaking legit. So if you're into it and you haven't done it, I highly recommend Andor to anyone who's watching. Since today's theme on the thumbnail was blockbuster, had this been something that was short enough to make into a 2-hour movie, it would have been a huge movie had they released it there, but it needed more than that. It needed more time. It needed 12 hours. Well, I guess 24 hours over 2 seasons to tell the story. Skarsgård, he is good, man. He was good. Fanny Pack says, never got into Star Wars for some reason. Again, kind of me too. Kind of me too. I'm not a sci-fi Star Wars guy beyond the original trilogy. Everyone is like, well, you got to read the books. No, I'm not going to read a single book about Star Wars. Come on. But this Andor shit was really good in the way that it leads right up into Rogue One. And I appreciate Rogue One in a way that I didn't before, because now I get the backstories and who half these characters are. And the fact that you're watching Andor, spoiler alert, the fact that you know that everybody here is going to die eventually, put some gravity to it. It was good. Really, really good. Check it out. And now it's time for Today in History. I hope you're ready to go. By the way, the plan is to be back here Thursday with Sammy. I think we're going to have a Sammy Thursday tomorrow, then maybe do a little something on Friday. I don't know what time Jillian's got us pulling out of town to go to the Lair of the Bear. So I'll have to get permission to do a show on Friday from the boss. We'll see if we can do that. I know that Krug is out of town too right now, so no 49er wake up scheduled for Friday or Monday next week. Maybe Krug and I will be back together at the end of next week. We'll have to see. But look, it's the dead time right now, and when I get back from Lair of the Bear, as far as I'm concerned, it's the start of season 3 here on the Plus. Once I get back, once we are at the, getting into July, into August, into preseason football, that is when season 3 of the Plus officially begins, in my mind anyway. And by the end of this football season, I think I want 60,000 subs. I wonder if I can get to 60 by the end of this football season. Will you help me? Will you hit like and subscribe? Will you share the channel? Will you tell your friends about it? So many of you have, and I appreciate it so much. Keep it up. You, my regulars, are the best advertising this channel could ever have, and you mean the world to me, and I thank you very, very much. Yeah, first, wait. If the Niners do well, your subscribers should go up. It's funny. You would think that the worse the Niners do, the more attention the channel gets. The fans are weird like that. First preseason game, July 31st. Holy shit. It's going to be here right before you know it. 60K, fuck that. Let's get to 100. Oh, then I get a fancy plaque, Red Jet. Yeah, we'll get there. But we gotta set obtainable goals. Obtainable goals. I don't want to be shooting for the moon only to reach a treetop, So we're in baby steps. Baby steps. Chef A, when is the next Plus Mania? And here's the thing. I love that you call it ours. When are we having our next Plus Mania? And that's exactly it. That's exactly it. It is ours. This thing that we've done together is ours. And I thank you for feeling that way. And my official answer is, I don't know, but it's happening. Damon, are you going to be at Camp Blue or Camp Gold? David, I didn't even know that they separated the camps up like that. I got no idea where I'm going to be at Lair of the Bear. I do know that for Father's Day, my mother-in-law gave me a Cal pullover. I'll rock it. Absolutely. So I got to tell you, when I was a little kid watching, dreaming of what life must be like on the West, I always thought that the Cal, script Cal on the helmet, to me, that was California. More than USC, more than UCLA. That script Cal on the helmet made me dream of Beach Boys songs and blondes running on a beach, and that script Cal is ingrained in my early falling in love with the concept of the state of California. And I will rock the Cal pullover that Liz gave me. I don't know where we're going, though, in terms of blue or gold camp. I don't know anything about what I'm about to get into, which is pretty much par for the course. Thank you, Danny. It's good to be back. And look, I mean, we're back for like 2 days, and then we're taking another little break. So next week, major news. Next week, Jonathan Kuminga is traded. Next week, the Warriors sign Giannis Antetokounmpo. Next week, the 49ers trade for Patrick Mahomes, but next week the 49ers will trade for Tyreek Hill. I mean, where do you want it? Where do you want your great next sports story to come from? All I can tell you is it's probably going to come from my vacation. Otis saying, hopefully Cal will have a decent football season this year. Yeah, I hope they have a decent football season. I always love getting over to Memorial Stadium. I do know that their Fernando Mendoza, their awesome quarterback last year, is at Indiana now. So this is why I'm going to be rocking Indiana shit. And anyone who talks to me, I'm just be like, we got your quarterback. Shut up. Join a real conference. All right, it's officially time for Today in History, and we only have one birthday, significant enough where it gets to share the stage with no one. Happy birthday to the cute one. Happy birthday to Sir Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney, 83 years old today. When we count by name the people who changed the course of music forever, Paul McCartney is in the top 10. I mean, we're up there with like Mozart. I don't even want to start this list in my own mind. The 10 most important names in music history. We don't even want to go. We don't have enough time today. I won't be able to make it to Lair of the Bear. This will be a 55-hour long live stream. So let's not even do that. Happy birthday, Paul McCartney, 83 years old. I've never seen the world stop to look at a celebrity walk through a lobby. Like when I was at the 49ers Ravens Super Bowl in New Orleans and Paul McCartney walked through the lobby of a hotel, the world stopped to watch Paul McCartney. I mean, like Beyonce could have been walking next to him. No one would have even seen her. All eyes on McCartney. Yeah, Michael Jackson. How about this? SGA Sports Talk. I'm at 430 subscribers, 70 away from 500. Hey, 70 people right now, go give SGA Sports Talk 70 subs. Get that man to 500 today if you can, please. SGA's had my back in many ways, so I want to have his back as well. Happy birthday, Paul McCartney, 83 years old. Let's see. Some major... God, by the way, what is happening in the Middle East right now is absolutely terrifying on every level. Every decision maker with the finger on a switch is a suspect character at best. I'm nervous. You can be nervous too. I'm very happy to go into the woods and unplug from the internet for a week next week. Holy shit. Some serious sports talk stuff, though, or war stuff that has happened today in history. First of all, let's go back to 1492. Joan of Arc led the French army against the English today in France. It wouldn't end well for Joan. We all know that, but hell of a start today in 1429. Today in 1812, The United States declared war on Great Britain, Canada, and Ireland, which began the worst named war of all time. Let's just pick the year. The War of 1812. There you go. We wouldn't know the date 1812, but for the War of 1812. So thank you very much. War of 1812 officially started today. It officially ended for Napoleon today. In 1815, Napoleon was defeated at Waterloo in Belgium. And ever since then, the Belgians have been working on pretzels and beer in a way that makes me very happy that they won that day, because I wouldn't want to live in a world we have enough French everything to where we needed those Belgian pretzels and beer. So thank you very much, Belgium. And congratulations on beating Napoleon in Waterloo today in 1815. Today in 1923, the very first checkered taxi was put on the streets of Chicago. That old school taxi that, like in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, is taken to Toontown. That old checker style taxi that started today in 1923. We go from 1923 100 years forward. Nothing between 1923 and 2023 happened on this day that is of significant note. Today in 2023, the experimental submersible Titan exploded, killing all 5 people aboard instantly as they were trying to check out the Titanic on a mini submarine that was controlled by an old PlayStation controller. Like, hey, do you guys want to put all your lives into the same thing that I used to play RBI baseball with? Blades of Steel with? Dude, the minute your vehicle that I'm entrusting my entire life in is being steered by a Nintendo remote control, I'm out. I'm out. Like, I would have liked to have thought that I would have had enough foresight to be like, yeah, that just doesn't seem right. I'm going. Christopher's, it's called natural selection, Damon. It kind of. Yeah. Oh, Zophmus knows what I'm talking. Blades of Steel. Shing. Absolutely. Final thing we'll let you know about today. Just last year today, we lost Willie Mays. In 2024, today, on June 18th, 2024, Willie Mays passed away 1 year ago today. So rest in peace to the Say Hey Kid. And Rafael Devers, don't give any peace to any pitcher wearing a Guardians uniform tonight. Giants getting at it with Justin Verlander scheduled to be on the mound at 6:45. All righty then. I'll be in. I'll be watching. Tomorrow, we could end the NBA Finals, Game 6 in Indianapolis with the Thunder. Halliburton doesn't sound like he's going to be playing, and that is just not good news. TJ McConnell got a 40-point game in him. He's going to need it. There you go. It was great to be back with you. Thank you so much for all the love for show number 500. Thank you so much for all the supers, all the chats, all the stickers. To my guys at the last dive bar, you're awesome. Thank you so much to all of you. I freaking love you guys. As Red Jet says, I love San Francisco. There's nothing like it. Our weird, quirky, damaged, beautiful town that we live in is so special. It's so special. San Francisco's got soul. And my favorite thing about San Francisco is the people who don't want to be here don't come here anymore. And that's good with me. I'm good with it. This is a town for risk takers. This is a town for gamblers. This is a town for rascals. It's why I fit in so well, and it's why we all get along so well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. And please do remember that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone.